So once we started to drop off, it could still run that high. And as we're seeing it run up here, watch what happens. This high here with ES. So we go with EMES H2026. What do you see different here? NASDAQ had a lower high. See that? ES was pushing higher. It was pumping it higher, higher, higher. So this is SMT. So for your notes, when is there a high probability for efficiency using SMT related correlated asset analysis? In other words, you're looking at ES versus NASDAQ. When is that appropriate? When am I even considering it? When there is a liquidity run or a high volatility injection like news. Okay. 9:30 is always going to act like that. 9:30 is running liquidity. The first few minutes, first 30 minutes, we're looking for liquidity for it to gravitate towards. In this case, we're seeing that Judas swing higher at 9:30. Here's 9:30's candle. It rallies up and it makes a high, higher high, higher high. Bull flag traders are going to look at that and fall in love. That's my Valentine. Kissy, kissy. But this is the kiss of death because we're going to go back to the NASDAQ and see how it made a lower high here. So now, when do I use stop orders to get into a trade? Or when do I mark it in when I'm watching price action trade to and through a specific level? In this case, Cameron was prompted to watch that candlestick's opening price right there. When price was rallying up like that, I told him, I said, as soon as you see it trade through that opening price, as soon as you see it, enter at the market, sell your 2 contracts of micro. He put his little clicker on. You've seen him click on it. Okay. And just so you know, notice how I keep my chart centered. I'm very, very OCD about it. Okay. And it was driving me nuts, but I couldn't tell him to fix his chart. And I didn't want to touch the mouse. But as soon as he put the order in, I said, now it's going to drop a little bit. Give it a chance to drop. And then you're going to put your stop loss just below the opening price. Because if it's going to run, it's going to rip through it real quick. And you can see him, he's hovering over top of the close button. He's indecisive. He don't know what he's wanting to do. And he's like, okay, when do I do it now, dad? Because he's used to fair value gaps. So now what I'm teaching him is sharp reversal patterns. And this is what we're covering today. Okay, so the topic today is sharp reversal patterns and using stop orders or market orders, not limit orders. So when am I doing that? Here we're seeing an SMT divergence. We have the change in state of delivery traded to on the NASDAQ. This high here, I'm going to see it fail. I don't need to get up here and short it. I don't need to do that. But I would have already been short on this candlestick right there with a stop loss at mid new week opening gap. If I would have got stopped out, no problem. I would have been waiting for another setup to see it break down and look for some kind of a fair value gap, some kind of institutional order flow entry drill, something that affect a bearish breaker. I would have looked for it to then also present a SMT divergence up here. If you're looking for SMT and it's not occurring, or if you're not looking at it at a time when liquidity is being taken, with the express interest of it likely going another direction, opposite direction. Or if you're not using it at the opening range, the first 30 minutes, you're probably looking for SMT in the most inopportune times. SMT is wonderful, folks. It's a wonderful idea and concept, but there's a place for it, and it's not in every setup. So if you want to use SMT, smart money tool, smart money technique, okay, I never really settled on what the T stands for. It's just the divergence between closely correlated pairs or assets. So if it's Forex, the same thing there. It's liquidity or opening ranges.